Thanks, Paul. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for your participation and the invitation to be here. I don't know about you, but I've been pretty much blown away by this morning's sessions. They've gone straight to the crux of what I know that Rob was aspiring to. Just absolutely fantastic. And I hope I'm not stealing any of your thunder, Paul, but a couple of those little catchphrases, that Rob kicked off and finished with to bookend the morning sessions about, the art of the possible. And we had some of those sort of doomsday scenarios, and they were all going down the gurgler from Shelley, but then she sort of put that in context and gave a new framework to exactly what we mean by the gurgler. And it's probably not the takeaway that Simon was hoping for, but I can't get out of my head. I've got a greater appreciation now of volcanoes and their contribution to the carbon cycle. He was certainly paving the way and all those sorts of things, and hitting on those key things about integrated, collaborative approaches, and looking at the evidence to kind of inform our decision making. All these great additions to the toolkit that are coming out of UniSA. And Rob, it's interesting because I guess I would describe myself as a lay person in this urban forestry world because it's not my first background. It's certainly become my love. And it was all Greek to me, really. And it's people like Rob and my involvement with the organisation Treenet that's sort of taken it to modern Greek and then converted to modern arboriculture, I think. All this stuff about valuing trees, and I'll be banging on a bit about that, but it's this real focus about, whilst we value all the assets that we observe above ground, our true investment and need and focus is below ground. It's like roots rule. It's lovely tree-centric thinking. So when I arrived this morning, I was given a sticky label, and it had my title as Urban Forester. And as Director of Treenet, I think I've actually been promoted, so thank you for that. It's really good. So this session now is really like a bit like the cheer squad session, I think, or the light relief, I'm not sure. We've had some fantastic sessions this morning from all those wonderful speakers, and now you've got me. Anyway, local government aspirations and directions for kind of rolling out this integrated collaborative approach to better urban forestry management should be all the go. I think we agree. And typically those things are captured in policy and strategy documents. So I want to share a couple of snippets or catchcries from the recently published Greening Sydney strategy that points to those lovely catchwords: increasing the green and the canopy cover, finding solutions to address climate change, to improve the health and well-being of our citizens, ensuring livable and resilient cities and towns. Now it's the same for Adelaide, Melbourne, Brisbane, or any city in Australia for that matter. And I guess this conference I see as a call to action for the folk this side of the rabbit-proof fence, because there's definitely a role for everyone in this room in helping to deliver and sustain trees and tree canopy cover in their cities and in their patch. And so it's in this realm of the national urban forest and livable cities that Treenet takes its role in helping deliver greener, healthier cities very, very seriously. So my job is to outline what Treenet is about and how we're helping shine a light on those opportunities and striving to break down the barriers to growing trees in cities. And most importantly, offering a conduit for connecting researchers and tree managers, designers and project deliverers with up-to-date research and practice. So let me provide a snapshot about this independent national not-for-profit organisation, Treenet. So dedicated to urban forest education, research and advocacy for the past 24 years, Treenet's been banging on about the multiple benefits and values of trees in urban environments, with an insistence there must be more trees, not less. There must be more avenues and boulevards, not less. And promoting the need to understand trees as major community assets, and therefore to be properly valued and properly managed. Including the reminder there are universal consequences of loss of trees in the urban landscape. And so much so that Treenet coined this motto: And of course, hopefully you've been finding some of those stickers on the registration table this morning, and please help yourselves. We sustain a major network of urban tree enthusiasts from all walks of life, within all levels of government, but particularly local government, as well as from the corporate sector, allied industry groups and like-minded not-for-profit associations. Now, we've got an office in Adelaide, and our governance body, our management committee, has representatives from 5 states, including your very own Rob Bodenstaff from Arbor Centre, who's the hosting of this conference. Our entire core funding is sustained through voluntary membership subscriptions drawn from this broad national network of supporters. Now, work on special projects like our Lighthouse Avenues of Honour project is mostly supported by philanthropy, the generosity of those amazing individuals and corporations who share our values and who have confidence in our aims. Treenet's been recording, showcasing and encouraging the restoration of memorial trees planted to honour those who've served and suffered and sacrificed during war service on behalf of Australia. And a modest biannual contribution arrives in the form of royalties from the sales of Gallipoli rosemary plants. And on rare occasions, modest government funding has given us a little boost for targeted projects, and we can stretch our wings just that little bit further. We have a separate interactive website that helps you find those avenues of honour, and a donation stream that supports our activities. And I welcome you for any contributions that you can use and deliver our way to help us map additional WA sites and the details about them which are yet to be recorded. You can discover details about individual sites and wonderful stories about the avenues and the diggers. So, Treenet's core business is education, facilitating or showcasing research on projects. We've successfully delivered 21 successive annual symposia since 2000. As a result, all of our symposium presentations, the academic papers, the case studies, the field activities, proceedings, high-definition videos, are all available online, freely available, along with other education initiatives and resources. Of our 3 focus areas of research and support and knowledge sharing, one's the very reason why Rob invited us to be part of this conference. We clearly recognise that urban trees need spaces to grow above and below ground. Now, we've not only continued to sort of seek out our homegrown researchers who report on progress in this field at our annual symposia, but especially the practitioners who are sharing their learnings from engineered space installation projects via the case study portal. We believe the experiences and learnings shared amongst practitioners, tree managers, asset managers and designers just absolutely critical to making better spaces for trees in cities. Justifying investment in these spaces, designing them to suit conditions that vary from project to project. Getting all the right steps to allow large, long-lived trees to survive and thrive relies heavily on sound evidence, design principles for growing trees in pavements, but equally relies on the connections to a network of practitioners who have been there, done that, and happy to share their experiences. That's what the Treenet case study portal offers. And I encourage you to use it. To add to it, you can self-populate it. It's a little form, you just fill in the blanks. You can go away and have a cup of tea and come back a couple of weeks later or months later, and once you've garnered some more information, continue with that process. But it's really good space for people to come and just check out what you're doing, celebrate what you're doing, but take away and thieve some magic ideas. I'd also love for you to be able to provide feedback and to tell us how we could make this facility even better. Treenet's also the national lead partner in the Tree Cities of the World program. And this is an initiative of the Food and Ag Organisation of the UN and the Arbor Day Foundation, and their respective champions, Simone Borelli and Dan Lamb. The Tree Cities of the World program gives global recognition to towns and cities and local governments who have satisfied 5 core standards and who are leading the way in urban and community forestry. So you have a documented statement, for example, by council that delegates care and responsibility for trees to a member of staff or a department or advisory group, but perhaps you wouldn't give it to this bloke. Council and community adopts a policy or best practice or industry standards for urban forest management. Hopefully you've got an updated inventory or an assessment of the local tree resource so you can have an effective long-term plan for planting, care and maintenance and replacement of city trees that are established. Really importantly, have a dedicated annual budget for the routine implementation of the tree management plan. And that council and the community get together in holding an annual celebration of trees to acknowledge and celebrate the staff members and your community champions who've been involved in helping to roll out and implement the plans. And I want to give a shout out now to the town of Victoria Park for becoming Western Australia's, for becoming Western Australia's first tree city of the world in 2020. Go Vic Park. That brings Australia's total of tree cities of the world to 5. Now, come on. I'm sure we can do better than that. In fact, there's a whole bunch of cities waiting in the wings that have sort of made a bit of a half-hearted start at making this application. They've obviously had to do some thinking and garner the resources and do a bit of navel gazing. But it also was an occasion where you were invited to make your application as a Tree City of the World aspirant in September. You know what it's like trying to fly anything up the flagpole in the countdown to the end of year stuff. It's just not going to wash, because you need sign off by elected members or a manager or a CEO. And so Tree Cities of the World, in their interest, listened to the ravings from down under and New Zealand to say, how about we bring that forward? And so this year, the new round for 2021 will commence in July. So watch the space via social media or via the Treenet website or e-bulletins and so on, and you'll pick up on that opportunity. I'd also want to acknowledge our Western Australian organisations for their loyalty as Treenet institutional members. So we've got the City of Belmont and the City of Canning, City of Melville, Arbor Centre, Arbor Carbon, Terracottam and Classic Tree Services. What marvellous people you've been from over here in WA. And look, thanks Rob and the Arbor Centre team for this opportunity for Treenet basically to have a presence as part of the first of many more travelling road shows. There's a bit of an in-house graphic there that people might recognise. Thanks everybody.